said Johnny was a good boy who never would have physically hurt anybody. The parents are angry that their son was shot and killed by an employee of Pizza Hut. They don't believe the full story has been released to the public. Okay, you ready for the big question of the day? This comes from Daddy. No, this comes from Mommy, sorry. Why in the hell did this guy have a gun? Okay, up in here. The people in the Charlotte media. Actually, this story wasn't a bad story, right? They said, man, they had 100 of these robberies, and and I thought, well, they got to tell us the time period. Maybe it was a 2-year period. They go, no, 5 months. So good for them that they actually brought out that number. I guess it's still too much to wish for, that at some point they're going to start connecting the dots and saying Charlotte is just the same as Raleigh, it's just the same as Greenville, it's just the same as all these other cities all over the country. This kind of rolling into Pizza Hut with guns, pointing guns at employees is a black thing. As a white guy, I really don't understand it, other than lots and lots of people don't want to pretend it's happening because they just don't want to make the black kids angry.
Are you ready to fight? Let us march forth.
Battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slay them all, heroes.
So be it.
Here's a little news you can use if you're a black Indianapolis gangbanger in Chicago for the funeral of your cousin. So if after the funeral you want to do your I'm from Indianapolis, that's where the real gangsters live, and I'm going to prove it to you act. Don't do it in Mount Greenwood. That's where all the cops, firefighters, retired cops, retired firefighters,
A man is dead after being shot and killed by Chicago police in the city's Mount Greenwood neighborhood. Now, according to police, this shooting happened after the man who was in town for a funeral started fighting with an off-duty firefighter. Our Elizabeth Matthews joins us now with details.
Scott, this altercation quickly escalated and involved a group of people fighting with an off-duty firefighter and a police sergeant who happened to be riding behind a car with a man holding a gun. This shooting was all caught on camera by a witness, and a warning here may be hard to watch.
His cell phone video appears to show a verbal and physical fight that led to a deadly police officer-involved shooting Saturday afternoon. This video was shot by a witness who walked away from the fight in progress, but then captured the shots fired in her video. One man was fatally struck. His family identifies him as a 25-year-old Josh Beal, a father of 2 from Indianapolis, in town to be a pallbearer at his cousin's funeral.
My son graduated from college, from Ivy Tech Community College. He's his own business owner, operator. He takes care of his family.
Police tell us it happened around 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon near 111th and Short, in Greenwood neighborhood. That's when an off-duty firefighter tried notifying a driver they were parked illegally in front of a firehouse. Police say the people in the car got out and started fighting with the firefighter and an off-duty police officer also in the area. Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson is calling it a road rage incident.
A self-respect weapon. An off-duty CPD sergeant that was on his way to work in uniform observed the subject. At that time, shots were fired and the subject was fatally struck.
Beal was rushed to Advocate Christ Medical Center where he died. His family disputes the department's story, saying an off-duty officer cut off one of the vehicles in the funeral procession.
They told him twice to his death and 3 times to his crime.
after the shooting went down, all of a sudden Black Lives Matter in Chicago got wind of the parade headed out to Mount Greenwood. Ignoring the advice of good old Collins, Black Lives Matter thing, because they're probably taking protest going, and that's what they ran into. First they tried to pull this the trio apparently out safely last night. The racist hate and maltreatment felt like 1950s Alabama. We are not strange. We are not strange. Our death is becoming uncommon. The pro-con now Greenwood residents from the war. Not reveal what's enough. The worst of it just do. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. When they shout Blue Lives Matter after black people are killed, they're celebrating our murder. And it kind of goes on from there. Lots of stories of black victimization. How the guy doesn't do nothing for no reason whatsoever. And they ran into these guys. Oh, by the way, yeah, here's a picture of the guy who was doing nothing. That's him with the gun. He's pointing the gun at this guy. That's the off-duty cop. Pretty soon after, black car had a house came up. They're used to just walking through places, seeing people before, seeing white people scamper away. They chose the wrong neighborhood if they expected that kind of treatment there, because the treatment they got there was from the highest concentration of police, firemen, active duty and retired, and their family and friends in the city of Chicago. So they went out there and did their thing, and they said they were just going to provide aid and comfort to the family of the gangster who just got killed, pulled a gun on a cop, off-duty cop. And pretty soon they were met with this bunch of people going, "Hey, you ruined our communities. You ruined your communities. Don't ruin ours." Well, Black Lives Matter like that. I mean, people who do this virtue display, almost always for no reason whatsoever. But if you push back on them a little bit, they don't know what's going on. They can't make it. So pretty soon, Black Lives Matter are talking about how white people are driving, buying cars, dropping N-bombs, dropping F-bombs, and all this kind of stuff.
Yes,
Here's the weird thing about that. Everybody in Black Lives Matter has their video cameras out. They unpick this with video and audio. Nobody's caught a single white person throwing anything, threatening anything, dropping N-bombs, F-bombs. Nothing happened on video. In other words, we have another coincidence, part of the world's largest coincidence. Everybody's videos and audio went down at the exact same time. Kind of the same coincidence you get when all this black criminality, black and white crime, and black violence happens in one area. All involving black people. Like I said, nothing to do with that. Well, it's just a coincidence. Coincidence. They get away with that world's largest coincidence thing. The cops, they get away with the police, they get away with the news guys, they get away with the public officials. Well, because everybody up there doesn't make the black dude down.
Is an inescapable web. Your enemy's fort has fallen. Destroy
What's
their
up? It's your boy
constructs.
Colin here, still
Reclaim
on the
the
road.
gems of my
Still
power.
making videos.
Show
My
no
lighting's a little bit
mercy.
problematic, but every time I see one of these videos, I say, listen, I just hope people overlook the crazy little bit of lighting here. Focus on the stories. focus on this pattern of unbelievable black mob violence, black on white crime, black criminality, how it's wildly out of proportion, and how reporters and public officials are in denial, deceit, and delusion about it. There's so much going on.
Teenager was convicted of murder this afternoon. Channel 2's Tony Thomas is live in Lawrenceville with a guilty verdict. And why the boy's attorney says he should get a second chance. Tony?
Rita Reginald Lofton's attorney says her 15-year-old client has had a very rough and private life. She hopes the judge will take all that into consideration when his sentence review. Now, the victim's mother was here for the verdict today as well, and she's told me she hopes this verdict sends a message to everyone. No matter the age, you have to take responsibility for your actions. Reginald Lofton was escorted out of court and back to jail after the verdicts. Even at the age of 15, he may never see freedom again. The jury took just 2 hours to find him guilty of taking part in the robbery and killing of pizza delivery man Shane Barnador last month. Lofton's family left the courthouse angry.
Yes, my brother didn't do it.
They sorry for saying that. When he lets you live, baby. Slavery.
Prosecutors say Lofton, who was only 14 at the time, and a family friend, several pizzas March 1st, planned of robbing whoever showed up. Barnador was shot and Lofton admitted to running back to his family's apartment with the 4 pizzas in hand. It's not known who was the trigger man. Barnador's family and friends listened as the verdicts were read.
We're just glad this part of it's over. I'd hoped they would give this case a little bit more consideration than they did, being only out for a couple of hours.
With the verdicts, Lofton's lawyer says the teen could face life in prison without parole. But she says he should be given a chance at redemption, given his age and background.
My client, Mr. Lofton, has had, I believe, around 5 or 6 friends by the age of 14 that have been brutally killed in Chicago.
And let me see, this chick and a couple of her buddies pushed somebody in front of a train in Times Square.
I am fear
Here's a good one.
manifest.
You know, the headlines never match the stories, right? Man arrested in the robbery of a Bible study group. Real story. 4 Bible study group has 11 people, 11 white people. The robbed them, on the ground with guns. Who's the So you see, Loyola student sexually harassed by a group of 5 boys. Well, you know, boys will be boys. Let's just bring in one of those sexual harassment classes where some burly looking female explain to them the error of their ways, and that'll be that, right? That's how we roll around here. I think that's what we're going to do in this case, because this wasn't just sexual harassment. This is part of the sexual assault category, where the professors and administrators are down with the cause, been down with the cause, and they're also down with another cause. This cause is they are absolutely terrified, and I'm not getting ready to say my catchphrase here, so don't worry about that. They are absolutely terrified of letting parents and alumni and future students know how much black on surrounding on their campus. I mean, not only did that drive the students, it took the lives of all the things you learn in social study classes. That black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything. Loyola, they're definitely down there. Check that out. Like, okay, a couple of boys.
You hunted the wrong
whatever. Here we go. The second in a week following a student was assaulted by a man on a bicycle who rode up. Got a few other things. On September the 6th to the 19th, there were 5 incidents
Bring them to
campus
me.
rapes. They arrested this one black dude by the name of something. He also said he did a lot of groping. Oh yeah, back in October they did a lot more. And stuff here. Where is this? Oklahoma? Anyway, a couple of the fellas, they actually enlisted a white girl to help them take care of business. This is Louisiana, Abbeville, Louisiana. They enlisted a white girl to help them take care of some business, some murder business. She went along with it, proving once and for all, I suppose, that white people do it too.
The end has come.
Proving once and for all that even when they do, reporters, public officials, you know, we have to include people who read and watch. They're just not out. Black kids, is there any reason what's
A hero flees from battle.
A worthy sacrifice. This world
can't be too many places on YouTube. More excuses for black violence, black and white crime, black criminality, black mob violence than we do on this YouTube channel. And there's really three groups of them, right? The first is, oh, that didn't happen. You're imagining it. The second group is, well, okay, maybe it happened, but there was a good reason. Poverty, schools, healthcare, motherlessness, brotherlessness, and of course racism. Those are all the reasons why black people love white people. They kind of can't help it.
Prey has fallen.
But then the third reason, the other excuse, there's only one reason why black and white crime is so black and white violence is so wildly out of proportion. And that's because white people deserve it. That's what we have here in Arkansas. This guy raped, just a couple days ago, a guy in Arkansas was just arrested, a black guy arrested for raping a white girl. He's giving her a ride, as he had done before.
How tastes your
All of a sudden he gets reeling with the feeling, tries trying to rape her. She runs away. She climbs up he did rape her. She ran away. He chases her. Climbs up one of those towers, the electrical towers. When she starts getting up there, at some point she gets shot off the tower, knocking out power to 8,000 homes. Wow. Anyway, while he was while he had a knife to her throat, he told her the attack was payback for all the things your people have done to my people for centuries. That's not the first time we've heard that, right? Anybody remember the case of Vanderbilt? Vanderbilt football star? He and his buddies doing security got together and somehow fed this girl some knockout off or something. Next thing you know, she's being raped. He's telling her the same thing. He's telling her, this is for 400 years of slavery, bitch. That case from a few months ago, which was on my old channel. Let's play that here now. That might be the power. This could be the powerful 10 minutes of video you will see today, this week, this year, your entire life. It's the victim impact statement of a 24-year-old woman who 3 years ago was a 21-year-old co-ed at Vanderbilt University. She was gang raped by 4 former members of the Vanderbilt football team.
The web weavers fall.
You'll get a pretty complete description of the horror this woman went through. Here's the one thing she didn't mention. Here's the one thing she wasn't explicit about. After Corey Beatty raped this woman, he urinated on her and said, "That's for 400 years of slavery, bitch."
It's hard for me to stand here on display and speak to you today about the impact this has had on my life. The thought of sharing any more of myself that hasn't already been taken from me seems unbearable, and it goes against every instinct that I